What's up guys, this is Phone here with another video which is going to be how to rip models from games, which is what everybody wants to see. So I thought I'd do it. So this tutorial is going to cover 3D Ripper DX, and then I'm going to do another tutorial which covers the program Ninja Ripper. So 3DX Ripper is, it's more for old games, but and sceneries. Ninja Ripper is more for characters and whatnot, and newer games. But we're going to cover it. So first of all, if you want to just go to the internet and then Google 3DX Ripper, go to the top one and just download the current version, 1.8.2, and then install it. Then you come up with this. And then what I'll do is I'll put a download link in the description for this file. If you go into your program files and go to Autodesk, and now you can't have anything above 3ds Max 2011. Otherwise, this plugin does not work. But what it'll do is, oh no, I don't need to put it in my. No, sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't need to put a download link in the description. Don't worry. When you install 3DX Ripper, it will ask you for a 3DR plugin, and then you need to select an Autodesk that you have. So you need Autodesk 3ds Max 2011 or below in order to do this. So if you've got any of those, check them, and it'll install the 3DR plugin to that Autodesk file. So what that'll do is, mine's obviously 2010, so if you go into the plugins folder, mine is installed here. So that's my 3DR import plugin, and that will allow us to import our captured model, place it into our Autodesk, where we can export it and put it into Cinema 4D. So once you've got 3DX Ripper installed and the 3DR and that all set up, you will come up with this. And first of all, what you want to do is you don't really need to change any of this, don't worry about it, unless you want to, like the keys for example. But what we want to do here, this is our direct path. So obviously 3DX Ripper only covers a DirectX 6, 8 and 9. Ninja Ripper goes 8, 9, 10. So obviously the newer games for the updated DirectX. But yeah, what we want to do is, because there's no point in getting the shortcut and popping that in, it won't work. You actually need the actual application file. So what you could do is you can just right click that, open file location, and then that is the application file, and then that's just a shortcut to it. And what you do is you'll drag that into there, so it goes through your whole hard drive, program files, and so on and so on. And that's the correct way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip a game from my flight simulator. So I'll go and pop that back in, find my application file, which is fsx.exe, drag that into the top one, and that's it. We are all good to go. So we can click launch. Now I don't know if you can see this, but hopefully you can. Basically, when you open your game up, at the top left it will have a little box, a yellow box saying ready to capture. That shows that 3DX is working. If it doesn't, then I don't think it'll work. But yeah, my flight simulator is now loading up, because I know, well, from experience, I know that flight simulator, when I'm in a flight, it doesn't work. However, on this preview screen here, if any of you have downloaded or got FSX, you've got a little preview to see what aircraft you got, and at the top left of this little mini preview box, it's got ready to capture. So anything that I can see there can be captured into a model format. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose my aircraft, which will be the PMD G737, which is a nice aircraft. I love it. And what we'll do is we'll rip that. Alright, so now I've got all that ready, I can click my capture key button. I can't remember what it was now, F11 I think it was. And then it says, it completely freezes. It says capture in frame, this can take up to 5 minutes. That little phrase is in red, and then below it is some yellow writing where it's been saved to. So we just leave this, do not touch anything, otherwise it will just turn not responding. Because it's frozen, the program's ripping all the data, all the textures and models from the game. So we don't want to disrupt that. And then once it's done, it will resume and everything will be fine again. And that's when you can now exit the game and so forth. I hope you can see this. I'll only look. I'll only find out when I look back. But there we go. Everything's fine, so I can exit my flight simulator. And now we're back to the desktop. Now, as I saw, usually it will rip to this file, 3dx Ripper, and you get your frames. That is your model. And then your textures are your textures. Now, let's go to where mine's saved. Mine's in C2, and then it's in number 2. And now all these DDS files, they are the textures. So go to 2. I've actually done a few of these. So we do not need those. But we'll keep these 2 just in case. Oh, I think I've put capture OBJ on. No, I haven't. But it's done in OBJ format anyway. But we want the 3DR file. So, actually, I think I might just change my settings for that. No, it says I want the output there. Why does it put it in this one? I don't know. But yours should be, in your documents, 3dx Ripper. Your frame is this 3DR file. And then when you go into the texture folder, it will have all these DDSs. Okay, so what we want to do is, before you go any further, you want another program called the Compressinator, which is this one. Nice little program, nothing too big, you don't have to pay for it. And again, if you just go to Google and type in the Compressinator, I think I spelled it wrong. Yeah, and then go to the Compressinator, AMD, the top link, and then you can just download it. Downloads, and you want that one. Obviously, if you're Windows 64-bit, you'll get the second one, and so forth. And then you download it, install it, and nice and easy, you come up with this. And what this does is, because the DDS files are not compatible with Cinema 4D, you're going to have to drag these in and then save them as a PNG or BMP, file, and they can go into Cinema 4D. So it's like a converter. But in order to find out what textures you need to put well, this is the method that I'll do. But first of all, I'm just going to stop the recording and start again because of crashing issues and whatnot. So I'll be back in 1 minute. Right, guys, I am back. So, as I was saying, these will be converted and whatnot. I can't even remember where I left off at. But what we're going to do is, first of all, because mine is Autodesk 2010, that my 3DR plugin is, I'm going to go and open that up now. And you open whatever Autodesk you have. I can't remember how to get Autodesk, so I'm afraid I can't help you there. Because I did try and get Autodesk 2010 for my laptop again, but I couldn't because I didn't. I did search, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm afraid I won't be able to help you out. But if you can get 2011 or 2009, they both will work. So we're just going to boot that up now. And what we want to do is we just want to import our frame. And you can check because you can look at the date and time you ripped it. And I know that one is the one that I want. So what I'll do is I'll take out the Compressinator now. Yeah, well, that's all good. Goodbye. And then I could have actually booted that up as the video was saving. But hey ho, it'll eventually get there. I hope. That's the thing with 3DS. I always find it takes a long time to start up. Don't know why, just one of those things, I guess. There we go. Oops, got some distortion going on. And then what we want to do once it's all all started up and that. Wow, it's going really slow today. Fucking hell. I have completely burnt this computer out. Alright. Hurry up. Okay, so we click on the start menu, we go to open or import. We'll go to import, and then we want to go to our file. So there we go, to and the frame 3DR. So that is it. And you click open. Now I don't really know what this is all about, but I know recommended values, you just check to that. Whatever's there. You might have multiple, just go for whichever one. If it don't work, delete it all and then do it again. And then just click OK, and then that'll import all the ripped meshes. Depending on your model, it may take some time. Now, because I ripped the PMDG model from Flight Simulator, it is an add-on and it is a higher quality. So there, it might be a high poly model, and there might be a lot more detail. Look at that. That just looks nice, doesn't it? And I hope that I haven't lost half of that model there. Fuck, no. I think I have. What the hell? No, but then it shows here that I've got the meshes. Oh no, this isn't good, is it? Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to export it anyway. It might just be 3ds. And then once we've got that, simple as, click up here and then go to export. And then from then we can export it as an OBJ. Which can go straight into Cinema 4D. And I'll just do it to the desktop. God, this computer is getting slow, isn't it? Just call it 1 and go to OBJ. And then click Save, Export. Don't worry if it comes up with texture error. That doesn't matter. It'll probably come up with something at the end. And then just click Skip. And then you click Done. Now we've got all that exported. You'll get 2 files, but we mainly just need the OBJ. Keep the MTL for now. And we want to boot up Cinema 4D. And it's in Cinema 4D where you're going to find the textures that you need. So instead of traipsing through that whole folder of those DDS files, we've got quite a few there. We'll find out just the ones we need, pick those ones out, and then, Bob's your uncle. Saves you a lot of time. This is the method that I would use. I don't even know if there are any other methods, but I wouldn't want to change it. Right, so we're going to open up our 1, which is the OBJ. I hope I do have all the meshes. That's going to be right annoying if it don't. Hey, it works. And because it's from a game, it's not going to be centered. It's going to be really shit and whatnot. And it might be really big, so you can size it down. I mean, mine's really small. Wait. But what I'll do is I'll group it, and again, just set the anchor point. Go to top view, check on anchor point, bring that to the middle. Again, go to side view, make sure that's all right. Check off, and then select both of these to 0, so it centers it. And then what we can do is we can size this bugger up. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Oh, yeah. And then if you really wanted to, you could rotate it and whatnot. But that is your choice. But I'll just leave it there, roughly. And then what we can do is we can find all of our textures, which are down here. And if you click on the first one, we've got 95205. So this is where I would open up the compressinator, drag it to the side so I can see, and then open up the DDS folder. So I want 9520. And then what I could do is go to Control F, or just come up here and just type in 952, and there it is. Click and drag that in. That's all you need to do. And then just do that for the rest. So 741, which is that one. Click, hover over, drag. Don't worry, it all opens up separately, so it's cool. And then 336. So we're gonna just get that done as quick as we can. It does take a bit of time, but you know, these are only a few textures. This is like, you know, really fucking easy. And when people say, can you rip maps, you're going to have about 100 of these. So yeah, it does get really fucking confusing. And a lot of time as well. I don't know what's happened here. I don't know. It's frozen on me. The compressinator, stop it. Don't be annoying. Alright. I think that's buggered up on me. Yep, fuck it. Let's just close that down and then open it back up again. Goodbye. Open up. Yeah, bugger off. So yeah, well, you know what? I'm not going to do all the textures. I'm just going to do the main ones. So I'm going to select this, and there's a little orange box around this texture, which means this texture matches this mesh. So I'm just going to do the main body work, and then you'll get the point. So that's 42B. Once we've got that one, oops, 42B. Drag that into the compressinator, and then what you do is you just click on the picture and click Control R. And that's just a shortcut for save original. So you click on it, you know, Control R, and then I'll just save it to the desktop, but you can save it to a folder or something. And that is in a BMP format, which Cinema 4D will accept. So then what you can do is load in the text you've just made. Pop that in, and boom, we're starting to see life on our model. So I'll just do a few other ones. B6D. Pop that one in. Okay, yeah, okay, cool. And the back, and I'll do the tail as well. 990. So obviously you can import multiple ones into the compressinator, but I wouldn't overload it. So 9E8. So you get the gist, and then no, 9E8. And then I'll just do the engine. Oh, that is part of the engine. Okay, we'll just leave it there then. So we'll click on that, Control R, save. Do not adjust this code, by the way, because you're going to need it. So save, click off, click, Control R, and so forth. So we've just got those three now saved. So we can start importing them in. So that is 990. There's that one. I turn the speculars off as well. Don't like them. BD, what's that? B6D. There we are. And the last one, 9E8. I'll keep doing that. So you get the gist. Look, we've now put some colour onto our model. Now, it is actually quite a low poly model if you look at it. If I render it out, you can see the lines. Now, depending on what your model's like, you can smoothen it out with a hyperNURBS. I mean, if I put the whole thing in a hyperNURBS, let's see what it does. I mean, it's made it a lot smoother, but it does have some side effects. So if I keep turning it on and off, I mean, look at the windows, they're distorted, the 800's distorted. Although it's a nice, smooth, high poly model now, it does, you know, take its toll. So it's entirely up to you. But then, like I say, add a bit of lighting. Lighting always helps, makes it a little bit clearer. There we go. Make sure the guy is pretty much the same size and use that as reference. Put him in the middle and turn him 90 degrees. because we want to look at it from this angle, so we want the model to be facing us. And delete the mesh, and let's just render that out. Boom, you can hardly see the lines. So yeah, that is how you would get models from a game, guys. It's the same principle throughout, but it does take a lot of time, depending on your models. If you want to get maps, if you're able to. Now, maps are really hard to do. However, good luck with it. It does take hours and hours just for one. So you need a lot of motivation and patience. So good luck with it, guys. But yeah, if you have any questions, comment, message me or whatnot, and I'll try and help you. So yeah, see you later, guys. Peace.